Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter, that is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
So what's one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Yeah, looks like we managed to do it again, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday and welcome back to the IRONWORX. We've got the full house this morning. It's the way it ought to be done. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Morning.
Oh, doing good.
Hanging in there. How are you, sir?
Not bad. Walter, why are you so low all of a sudden? You sounded just tip-top.
Because I sat back with a cat. I'm sorry to hear.
That'll do it.
Let me maneuver a bit around. Why don't you sit here? This is why.
That'll do it. So how was your weekend?
Nice.
It was good.
A little chilly. But I got a lot done.
That's good.
Yeah, how about you?
It's a little chilly, and I got fuck all done. But, no, I guess I did get all my laundry done. It's not often. I'm completely 100% caught up on my laundry. On my laundry and on bath towels. That's what I did this weekend. How about you?
A little bit of the same. Laundry, went and took care of one of the old neighbors, needed a ceiling fan put up, went and did that. Got both trucks washed. Went to 3 different auto parts stores looking for a bulb for my brake light on the work truck. This work truck must have been like part of the NASA rover something. Dude, you cannot. You have to like go to Ford to get this brake light. No shit. Like we were cutting old light or other light bulbs to try to get them to fit down in there. And we got one to work. It even lit up and everything. But the bulb was too big. It wouldn't fit into the little hole. Yeah. I've never, ever, Change lots of bulbs on vehicles. All types of vehicles. This is a Ford F-150. This isn't a Chinese little thing that there's like 10 of them rolling around the country. This is an F-150. Like one of the most produced vehicles in this country, and you don't have a bulb for the brake light anywhere? Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was a little...
It's not like that more often. Where every fucking thing isn't a proprietary shape, size, and connectivity. Mm-hmm. Even like phones. Like, I'm surprised that USB-C is a thing. I mean, that's the way it was once upon a time. Everybody just had their own God blessed charger. And you just had to deal with the fact that you might stack up phones and chargers in your drawer. And then you'd find one and you got to double check it against all the past ones to see where it might go. If you might still need it or not.
Yeah. Almost forgot to do my weekly team lead report.
Ooh. Oops.
Yeah, the area manager usually puts something in. Hey, I only got so many of these on Sunday morning. I was like, oh, thank God he did that.
Zack, the administrator.
Yeah, they're all fired.
All right, you gotta get up. You're making it hard.
So did you hear the newest nonsense coming out of the Democratic Party?
I don't.
To do with ICE?
I don't know. I can't keep track of the nonsense and the nonsense timeline.
Now they don't want ICE wearing body cameras.
Wait, what?
Yes, because of surveillance concerns. That'll be the government's new way of surveilling people. Is that not the most retarded fucking thing you've ever heard?
Yeah. That sounds like we'll just start saying some words and see what falls out.
I mean, it's got nothing to do with the fact that video evidence would show why some of these things are happening, probably a little bit more. You know?
Or, you know, that TV show Cops for the past 35 fucking years. Live PD.
Yeah.
How many people watch fucking Live PD all day long? Have like a dedicated television for Live PD just to stream that shit, just to watch that shit.
Crazy.
Not what I would have expected.
No, that's retarded. Like, the fact that that even came out of some politician's mouth. It's a joke. I mean, the whole show. It's not even watchable anymore. My goodness, my roommate's dog is in heat, and Hank is just unbearable right now.
Oh, that would suck. Why would you not get your dog fixed?
They used to, he's had like 9 Dachshunds at one time. And they, he'll probably next year, I think, or this year maybe, try to find someone to have puppies.
That's great. Nothing like the smell of puppies in the morning. Like, don't get me wrong. It's one thing if you're like, you know, holding a puppy and you're snuggling a puppy. It's another thing when you wake up and you've got a litter of puppies in the next room. That's a whole different smell completely. Like puppy smell and pack of puppy smell are two totally different. One is pleasant, one is not.
Oh, wow, they're putting speed limits in the bike lanes now because the e-bikes are going so fast. Not nationwide or anything. Florida, the latest U.S. state.
Great. As long as they can have minimums. And here's my question. How do you know that that's not the minimum when you're driving down the highway and that sign says 70? Speed limit, 70 miles an hour. Well, great. I will definitely not go any slower than 70 miles an hour. If that's the limit, well, at least one of the limits. You got two limits, you see. The way speeds work, you got a lower limit and an upper limit. And you're going to fall somewhere in between there. So the speed limit, you see. How do you know? Some signs in Missouri have a minimum of 40 miles an hour, like 45 on the highway.
That's what I was about to ask you. I was going to say, is it just because I'm so old that I remember signs with max and minimums?
Okay. No.
Still have them floating?
Nope. And that's exactly the point that brings me to bike lanes. They too should have maximums and minimums. If they're going to have a speed limit, they should provide both limits and make sure those fucking kids can maintain that minimum speed that might be in that bike lane. If you're going to be in a bike lane, you better be able to maintain a minimum speed of, I don't know, 30. And that just seems opposite. We're becoming so much more technically advanced. What we ought to do is just retard the speed limit. That'll make sense. Because what we need is 700 e-bikes just idling down the road because of, speed limits in the bike lane. Sorry, what were you going to say, Zach? I'm just bitching now.
I'm not sure.
It will come back.
Oh, yes, it did. Have you guys been seeing? They're saying they received a 7-hour radio signal from like 3 million light years away.
I did not. Was it an early have no sphere? Those tended to run about 7 hours long.
Yeah, crazy though, dude. Like, I think they might be getting ready to do the alien.
That's what I think is going to be in the next Epstein drop. It wouldn't surprise me. Not like overtly, but it'll be a nice little trail of breadcrumbs to lead all of these internet investigators, sleuths, down a trail to follow the breadcrumbs to find out where the aliens are and when it is they're coming.
I have a new little wrinkle to throw into that too. So we know Spielberg is putting out his disclosure clicky talk movie, right? Part of the agenda, correct? Something went by. The preview started playing because I hovered over it for a second.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember.
And it was something swimming in the water, and suddenly these big teeth closed on it. I'm like, is this the new Jurassic Park? Oh, no. It's the new Steven Spielberg. Back, produced, whatever, big money man, big director, big agenda dude.
Not doing Jaws.
Dinosaurs. Fucking dinosaurs. So if he's pushing this dinosaur movie, which, we haven't had a bazillion wrong things come up about dinosaurs, so I guess now he's going to have the bird movie. I don't know what he's doing, but regardless, I thought to myself, well, that's a weird agenda thing for him to be doing this late in his career, because, Hadn't we pretty much covered the fucking dinosaurs with History Channel or Nature Channel or all their little computer animated? This is the whatever, and this is the chicken dinosaur, and this is the fucking peacock dinosaur, and all that bullshit. We haven't seen enough of that.
You love me.
Right. So I figure what they're doing is they're getting ready so that when the entities do finally come up and go, hey, we're your alien creators, and they look like fucking lizards, they'll go, oh yeah, remember that thing that was supposed to kill all the dinosaurs? Well, it was really a spaceship, and it came down here and picked them all up. And now they've evolved to these lizard dudes, and so now, yay, lizard dude. Yeah.
V. Remember V?
I remember V. The original
Well, fuck
V.
yeah. The old school one. I didn't even look at the new one because we were right in the middle of it all. All of us going, wait, lizard dudes on TV? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, lizard dude on TV. Or, you know, just normally like you do, hissing and spitting at somebody when they piss you off. I have cats. I get it now. Oh, man. I've been relieved for a minute. Let me say hey to everybody before she comes back. Or who I've missed. It's really hard to type with her in my lap. Or basically do anything.
Hopefully this is the last 20-degree morning I'm going to have to deal with this year.
I hope so, man. We're past the hump, I hope. Unless they throw another fucking harp up there and bring down the...
Are you guys forgetting all about Puxatawny Phil? Like, you just completely disregard his forecasts, don't you? You get those, like, you don't even care. It's like you don't even care.
North, dude, that ain't down here.
That's definitely where I live. We laugh at it. We have a neutral rat. He said, yeah, okay. Where's my shorts?
It's 28 degrees right now, and we're going to end up, according to my phone, to be at about 54 or 55 degrees today. I'm about
we're actually, I didn't even want to tell you where I'm at. I feel bad.
28 going down to 27.
Oh, God. Oh, man, it hurt me. It's hurting me just hearing it. Right now, we're at 59 to be up at 71 for the high today. And then 75 tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, it will be 77 for a high in the middle of February. So, yeah, I'm sure the rat knows what he's talking about. No, I know. It's coming back. It always does. This is just the teaser.
I will say, Anna, that I have my chat set to live chat, so whoever's censoring your comments is not me.
I know, I
not
saw
that. I
that.
really can.
I was going to comment, but I got sidetracked with temperature. So, yeah, I saw the censor comment, too. What am I doing? That is Melissa.
No, Melissa, I remembered. Part of my opening show routine. Before I load the chat into OBS, I make sure it is set to live chat. And I think that's just one of those Discordian things that YouTube does. I think they do it on purpose. I think they've got to. I've bitched about it for years. But I think that's why.
So you remember, you know how over time they put improvements on apps and, you know, make them better, make them more manageable.
I mean, okay.
They don't update them to the point of fucking being unusable. That never happened. So imagine an app 10 years ago, hell, longer than that. I don't know, a long time ago that we tried to attempt to use. And I'm back on it. I'm back playing around on Discord with the family, doing Fortnite again. We're all missing that whole reunion that we have when we get together and play. And my sister and nephew are now currently back at my brother's while they're trying to sell her house and all that. So, yeah, let's play. Dealing with Discord this many years later is a fucking nightmare. Like, I cannot make... I've silenced every conversation that means nothing anymore. I've tried to leave groups. I've done all that. Trying to keep that all to you the whole time you're trying to use the fucking app. Constant. I'm like, I don't want to hear those things happen. I don't want to hear, where can I just turn off all fucking little notifications about these people that I don't even know who are from 10 years ago? Yeah, Discord. Fucking Discord. Anyway,
I turned off the noise on Discord, and I can't figure out
I have
how to
looked
turn it back on.
Oh, well, tell me how to turn it off, because I don't ever need it back on. I tried to, like, each one, mute them. That don't work. They still pop up. I can't find an overall, like, yeah, stop thing. So, fuck that out. Fuck that out.
Yeah, I was trying to get it so I would get a notification when Jaren messaged me, and I can't figure it out. Turn all the notification stuff back on that I had turned off in like my phone settings and all that kind of shit. No, doesn't matter. Hank, dude, you just need. Oh my god, dog.
I was thinking about Jaren just yesterday. Did you watch the new video from the civil rights lawyer?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Really interesting. Was it Ohio, I think? The state judiciary had hired an IT company to do some penetration testing. Not just like tech and their websites and stuff, but they wanted actual physical penetration testing. And they gave them a list of 5 locations that they were allowed to test the security on, either during the day or after hours. And it was just a thing that they do. This is what this company does. They do the penetration testing and test out security.
Yeah.
Well, they got into the courthouse. First of all, they just got into the courthouse by pulling on a door. And turns out that the door was unlocked at like midnight.
Yeah.
And they make their way up to the 3rd floor, end up triggering a silent alarm, which they see because they've got full control of the IT and everything. So, as is their protocol, they sit and wait for the police, and the city police show up here at this county courthouse to talk to these penetration testers that had been hired by the state judiciary. Well, the city cops get there and they said, oh, what's going on here? They come down. There's a whole conversation. Here's the paperwork that we have that tells us we're supposed to be here. Here's our authorization. Here's the people from the state that signed it. So the city cops call. Oh, yeah, they're supposed to be there. It's fine. Okay, great. So the city cops wrap up because there's nothing wrong going on. And about that time is when the county sheriff shows up. County sheriff says, no, that's not the state's building. The state doesn't get to decide if people are allowed to break in to the county courthouse. So you guys are under arrest.
What?
Yeah. And then they spent it was about 20 hours in jail, because the next morning when they went to go to their arraignment and get their bail set, their bail was $5,000. And then the judge heard the case, and the sheriff didn't bother to tell the judge that they had authorization to be in the building, that they were penetration testers hired by the state. He just let the judge believe that they were out breaking into a plurality of courthouses. And that one of these guys came from the West Coast, one of these guys came from the East Coast, met up in the middle of Podunk, Ohio, to break into this courthouse. So the judge ups both of their bonds to $50,000. And then he starts to hear about, well, they actually had the authorization. And the judge says, wait, they had authorization. So now the state starts to play dumb. Well, no, they didn't have authorization. Well, here's the letter. Well, they had authorization, but they didn't have authorization to break in. Well, here's the letter. Well, they had authorization to break in, but they didn't have authorization to break in at night. But here's the letter. Well, all right. I guess we did actually hire them, and they did have authorization. And it took 7 years for these 2 penetration testing IT guys to finally be free of these charges. 7 years. Because the county decided they were going to continue with the charges. Prosecuting attorney decided they were going to continue with the charges. And it was just this whole bunch of fucking nonsense. Anyway, I was thinking about penetration testers, and that made me think of Jaren. Long story short. too late.
And he was actually on my mind a couple of days ago when I was playing Fortnite, because now they have a 5-man squad instead of just 4. And that always used to be our issue, trying to play with all of us, was one odd man out. So I was like, shit, we need to get Jaron in over here. And for the record in chat, you guys probably know that we're talking about Bob and Cami's son, Jaron, not whoever else might be named Jaron.
Then in chat has corrected me. It was not Ohio, it was Iowa. Just as full disclosure.
Are you playing that, Caven? Dark Raiders? I keep being told I should play it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of where I'm at with games right now. I'm good with the old ones I like. I haven't played a whole lot of new stuff that's been great. But I'll give it a shot if you give it a thumbs up for sure.
Spent $40 on a brand new video game controller like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Still sitting on my kitchen table. Still sitting there. I opened it, set it down, and there it sits. Yep, that's the one I ordered.
There it is.
There it is.
Cool. I like that. I like those colors. That black and that less black.
I bet you that's got some real strong connectivity. Yeah.
That bitch hooks right on there.
Not that I know.
Well, definitely. Anytime. Any game. I'm ready now. I'm ready. I did just download a new game that I haven't had a minute to play, and it's a whole long thing. Is J Bill here? Oh, he is.
Oh, he is.
So there's a YouTuber named Rob Scallon who is a pretty phenomenal musician across the board. He doesn't just play guitar; he plays various musical instruments, cello, quite amazingly, and he's always used his channel to be quite entertaining and out of the box. He's the guy I probably showed y'all 8 years ago doing Inner Sandman Metallica song cover, except he did it in reverse. He learned phonetically how to sing it in reverse. He learned how to play it in reverse. The whole video was a bunch of shit where they were pouring stuff out and throwing stuff. And then, of course, in reverse, it all went back in the bottle and all this crazy stuff. It was fucking great stuff. And so he goes to places and meets crazy musicians who play crazy old instruments like the glass harmonium. It's like a bunch of turning glass on a thing, and you hold your wet fingers over it like you're playing crystal, but it's a big round laid out thing, and it's crazy. And he goes to churches.
Yeah, those are rare.
Yeah, he goes to churches where there's the building is the organ and that kind of shit. Or he goes to where the huge bells are, and they got into the whole they took all the bells out. Why'd they do that? Well, nobody really knows and all that, Anyway, so he, in that whole let's do it, and him and this other guy always do stuff like make an album in one day, make 80 songs in one day, make one song out of one string or one note or whatever. So being that kind of fully just music dude, he has created, him and a team of programmers have created a game, which I don't want to missay because I was looking it up wrong, trying to find it when I was looking for it. It's called Fretless, The Wrath of Rifson. It is a fucking 8-bit RPG about music, and it incorporates him and a bunch of YouTubers. If you're into YouTube music, you'll know the people that are on the album. My brain is blank, it's too early, but yeah, just go look into it. And it was on sale 3 or 4 days ago. It may not be now that the weekend has passed. It probably went off sale by now, but yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what he's done with this idea of a music RPG. Shout out, Rob. And actually, I'll send you guys the link. Oh, wait, can I do that from the Steam app and all that shit? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, speaking of music, it's Michael. He's getting shadow banned everywhere, dude.
Really?
Like, not even his flat earth stuff, just everything. His true sophageos, like on every platform. So if you got anything little extra and you'd like to help support one of the biggest artists in the community, you know, he's got his Patreon up. I guess his website is the only place to go find his music now. He's not selling it through anything else. So yeah, he could definitely use some help over there. Man, that sucks. Such a talented guy. He's done some amazing things, not even flat earth related, but his music that isn't like from Flat Earth Man is amazing. And it should be heard by way more people. So Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, stuff like that. Share his music with people. I know the Flat Earth stuff isn't for everybody, but the true sophageo, it's just like healing music you could play in the background. Yeah. So yeah, he definitely needs some support. I know he's got a Patreon too that he started. If you go over to his YouTube channel, he just put out a post yesterday. I think I saw it.
And if you, like me, prefer to actually physically own the things you're fucking paying for, then he does, or he did. I'm hoping he still has many various copies of awesome CDs to pick up and have physically in your hand so that you can play when and where you'd like to instead of when and where they'd like you to. Speaking of physical media, you see the AB? That's what's up. That new Alter Bridge album's kicking. Can't wait for the tour.
Somebody had just shared something about Rage Against the Machine. Because they're against ICE. They're against ICE and this and that and blah, blah. They're rage. It's like, you're a bunch of fucking cucks for the machine. Shut your mouth. Everybody go get your jab. Or you can't come to our show. Fucking sellouts.
Yeah, me and you are about to have a go round. We really are. Every 5 seconds she comes in here and disturbs everything. If she would just sit, that'd be one thing, but she's in the exploratory. Let me find the napkin. Let me find the empty wrapper that you just happened to leave over here and didn't pick up. Let me find anything else except to sit down and chill. Flicky tail. Flicky tail. I don't know what's going to happen when I actually start eating my banana. She likes them. She'll probably come get a bite. Noon. Nut. Come here. On the keys. Oh, Cleo. And get all you can take, because I'm about to put her out and go shut the door. That's what it's going to take. Oh, that eyes. She heard me. Now she's giving me the sad eyes. But Dad, you can't put me out. Look at these eyes. I'll be good.
I'm looking at a post from
5 seconds.
4 days ago from Alex Michael over on his Patreon where he covered I Won't Back Down.
Nice. Drop that in the links there if you have a second. You gonna be good? Okay, you can stay. You can stay.
I'll drop it, but you may have to be a paid Patreon member to catch it.
Oh, I didn't know he had everything.
Maybe, I don't know.
There. I know you can do pre sometimes just to get in, over there and check him out. But maybe. I don't know. Don't start chewing wires. Then we're really going to have a problem.
Ahoy, gentlemen.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up, Andrew B?
So the Super Bowl happened yesterday.
I got a Super Bowl happening right now.
Well, I need to catch up on that one because I have one ready to go. But yeah, it was kind of weird because it happened right here in my neck of the woods, allegedly, at Levi's Stadium. And I kept checking the traffic just to see how gridlocked everything was going to be. And there was no traffic at all. So I'm not really sure how many people are actually paying attention to this anymore. Like in regards to like actually going to the Super Bowl, because it's two different teams that weren't associated with California, I think. Yeah, it's just, I think sports are dying off, in my opinion. But then when I go to my favorite comedy website, space.com, the first thing that they have is the 10 best space and sci-fi Super Bowl commercials of all time. That's like the main headline they have at the moment. And then one of the other ones is also as remarkably hilarious. Will astronauts aboard the ISS get to watch Super Bowl LX, which I think is 60? And it's like, yeah, because they're just it's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm not really sure what people think about the Super Bowl and bread and circuses and all that kind of stuff, but that is directly off of space.com.
I heard the astronauts actually had tickets.
what the fuck?
They let him out of the pool for a minute or something?
Yep. Dressed him up like Michael Jackson in a Michael Jackson disguise and ushered him through the Super Bowl so they could watch.
Michael Jackson disguise.
Well, there will be a 10-second delay, I think, according to how NASA does it. So, but yeah. So when I click on the one link here, it has these different things. It's really bad. Like the Doritos abduction. It might be easier if someone's like, I can't share my screen at the moment. I am multitasking. But yeah, space.com. It's pretty funny to see this. Axe Apollo lifeguard to the Axe, I think that's what it means. Like Axe body spray. 2013 Super Bowl.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm a little more literate than that. And then Doritos abduction, 2025. Yeah, it's just how it gets worse and worse. But if I owned a company, and let's say I had a multi-billion-dollar company, I wouldn't spend $2 million per second or whatever the cost is. It's stupid. Just let the company make its own money. But that's what they're being sold for.
So you'd have a advertising budget of zero. Be like, nope, we're not going to advertise to anybody. We're going to stand on our own 2 feet or die.
Advertising and marketing is critical.
What if what you wanted to do was to advertise and market to the largest group of people you could possibly think of? And you'd be willing to pay a premium to be able to access that many eyeballs.
I get.
And you ran the numbers and it actually pays for itself and then some. It's worth $2 million a second if you invest in it. But you have to be able to afford to invest in it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think that the Super Bowl has anything that's worthwhile in regards to, like, I don't know. Did Tesla
won
do
last
an
night?
advertisement, or did
Who
Ford
won?
Motor Company, or
Who won?
I don't even know. Didn't watch it.
I saw something go by. It was like 9-0 at halftime or something like that.
And see, that's just...
Seattle was winning.
Oh, Seattle. I was going to say, knowing the score is good if you know who's playing.
I didn't know who was playing until yesterday. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's Seattle and the Patriots."
It's 9-0. Somebody's winning and somebody's losing. I wonder who that is.
I actually did not know that the Super Bowl was actually happening until about a month ago. People are starting to talk about it. Like some people I work with, like, what do you think, Andrew? What's going to happen? Like, for what?
You know what happens every year, Andrew?
Yeah, it's bread and circus. And then I explain it to them, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't care. I'm still going to watch it."
Guess who's not going to launch a rocket in February? Could have won some money if you would have placed that bet.
I
pushed it back
think
to
that
March
would be
now.
Oh, I thought they'd already pushed it back to March. I missed
the Artemis. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
The Artemis?
something about some kind of the retractor on the thing that like they walk out on to get into it. It's supposed to retract back while they're counting down, and now it didn't function properly, so we got to wait another month.
Oh, shucks.
You know, because they can't just test it. They have to schedule a test. And it's got to be at least 3 weeks away, right? You can't just go out there and test it tomorrow. That's blasphemy.
Well,
I
that
swear,
tax
they're like
money
the
is...
Gorgon.
Was it the what? The Gorgon?
Yeah.
Well, I think they were running a wet test, as I recall. And that's basically everything but the actual liftoff and the ignition. As opposed to a dry
we went to
run.
the moon 6 times in 4 years. Like months apart. Right? And now, when we don't do something, we're going to do it at the beginning of February. Maybe now April. Maybe. Remember in 2017 when they just kind of, we're going to have to push it back 6 months, and then just never mentioned it again, sending 2 astronauts around the moon?
As much
And
as
then
I
just
don't
stop
agree
talking
with,
about it.
with the things that Jaron has said over the years, I do think he's made some very valid points. You know, Jaron Cavanella, not Jaron that you're with at the time. Anyways, he actually said that NASA is a jobs program. And I completely agree with that. They employ a whole bunch of very, very highly educated, intelligent people to do a whole bunch of nonsense they can never prove. And even though he's gone completely batshit bonkers since he said that kind of thing, I think some of that is of a very viable type of a statement to make. And that's where I think NASA currently is. They just employ a whole bunch of smart people, and then, oh yeah, can you do calculus 3? Cool, you're hired.
It does seem to supplement the military-industrial complex. I think they run it basically just sort of the same way. Everything's still compartmentalized. And you might, just to build one aerospace component, might require 7 different companies from all across the country, all to build their little section of that component and then ship it to you so that you can assemble it all into what you want it to be without letting them know what it is they're building.
Yeah, that's the problem, in my opinion at least, and I think many other people's opinion, is because it is segregated in so many different ways, it's hard to know exactly what is actually going on. And that's how a lot of just government in general works.
That's just operational security, is it not? That's just how if you want to keep something a secret, that's probably one of the best ways to do it. Nobody has full information.
Sort of. Yeah, OPSEC is not necessarily compartmentalization. It's just it's segregated so that a need-to-know basis, not necessarily spreading it out on a chessboard.
Right.
So I'm still working on. I got pressured into doing this, but the moon landing. McToon, who I've spoken with on Discord several times.
Ew. You all right?
Yeah. I had to go to the doctor.
Did you shower afterwards?
Oh yeah, it was
get some penicillin or something.
Yeah, it was like they had to stick.
You throw away that computer.
It wasn't quite that bad. He's pretty cordial when he's speaking to someone who's on his same level of intelligence. And no offense to anyone, but I have a very similar background to him in regards to engineering. And he did question me about that, and I questioned him. But anyways, I challenged him to a moon landing debate. And then I backed out of it because I said, you know what, to myself, I don't believe he's going to be honest about it. He'll probably have a whole bunch of people in the background helping him out. And it's just going to be a waste of my time. There's no point in trying to convince him because he already have his mind made up. But then Alan, Space Audits, he said, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. It's just about getting the information out there. I said, okay, valid point. So that's where I have been working on a very, very detailed account of why the moon landing didn't happen or couldn't happen. And I'm just curious because I take notes about people's different stuff in regards to their information. What do you guys think? Well, if the moon landing didn't happen, and it didn't, what would you guys say? What will be like the number one or number two thing that you guys would say?
I would say we need to change the debate prompt. I'd say I don't want to take the affirmative. That's what I would say. Or maybe I wouldn't say it, but I would try to manipulate the situations in such a way that I do not end up taking the affirmative stance on the debate. I would more focus on what his arguments are going to be. Definitely have yours, but focus on his and how to argue against his affirmative stance is what I'd say.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make this a formal debate. And then the guy that was trying to...
Well, not even a formal debate, but I mean, if this is just an argument, if you guys are just going to get online so that you guys can argue about something, fine. I mean, it doesn't have to. It can be an informal debate, but still be more than just an online argument. Like, are you going to then just interrupt him every time he talks? That's what that would definitely help. Well, if it's not going to be like a formal debate, if it's just going to be an argument, then there'd be no reason why you can't just interrupt him when he talks. Call him ugly. Say, you're wrong just because you're ugly and your mama dresses you funny.
That's awkward, but I wouldn't be doing that. I'm a little more respectful even to people. The only person I don't respect on the internet is that man known as Brenda, and that's it. Aside from that, I can get along with a lot of people. But here's another question I have to posit. What amount of information would be required for anyone to believe that people went to the moon?
There's a bunch of people that already believe that. Now, what would it require for me to believe they went to the moon?
Yeah, anyone that's here in the audience and here on the panel.
Shit. I mean, I don't understand why we're not live streaming this shit. 30-second delay in case some horrible thing happens and they like, spaghettification or whatever.
And you got to hurry up and get all the kids into the classroom and get the TV set up so they can all watch it. You got to have that little bit of a delay.
But I mean, really, it's 2026. Why would we not get a first-person view of all this shit? And when you do go to the moon, you better be taking a 24-hour fucking camera with you, high def, 8K, that's going to be pointing at Earth, and I can look at that spinning sphere whenever I want. I could have it as a thing on my phone to just look at Earth from the moon right now. That shit better happen.
Or at least 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, 30 seconds ago. But Zach, one thing you actually
buy water, or they make me buy ice when it's 30 degrees out. I have to have ice in this truck.
Why?
You can get a good used GoPro for $450, $250, $219. These are all 4K. And I know that they spend a lot of money on hammers and toilet seats, but you'd think they could maybe strap a GoPro here or there, yonder. I see YouTubers use 53 cameras on like stupid shit. I'm going to build a Hot Wheels track in my backyard and strap a camera to it and have 80 views from the yard and on top of the house and on the beach and all the places the track goes. But yeah, NASA can't afford all that. Sorry, Zach, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to go check the prices and it took a second.
Sorry, 41162. Did you know at like the gas station, you can have your credit card set up to where you have to put the mileage in before you can get gas?
For government vehicles, government and company vehicles, that's a pretty standard protocol.
Yeah, I think for fleet cards, I think that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to put in the mileage, and then I have to put in my employee PIN before I can get gas out of it.
Yeah, I believe that's in order to prevent people from using it for their own vehicles.
Yeah, that's smart.
Me too, Big Pine. Me too.
Yeah, I just even had a second to type ditto to Piney. So.
So the big question that people have always posited on any side of an argument is, okay, you don't believe in this, and then they give their examples why they don't believe in it. Say, okay, so what evidence would be required for you to actually believe in it, such as, or unbelieve?
With AI nowadays, I'd have to go.
Yeah, that's that's a very valid point. It's so hard. When it comes to people can do AI stuff all day long. They make it look as legitimate as Donald Trump singing a rap song with J.D. Vance in the background playing the drums, which I saw yesterday. And it looked pretty convincing. So when it comes to the moon landing, well, that's already sailed off. It's done, but people still want to believe in it because of cognitive dissonance. But I just don't understand if I'm going to be able to actually provide all of the evidence that I'm going to, this is, by the way, this is all me and my own research, maybe a little bit of assistance from other people from the things I've heard in the past, but Yeah, I have references. It's an APA format, by the way, and I'm going to be presenting this not necessarily as a
with a receipt.
Oh yeah, lots of receipts. Yeah, that's the APA, American Psychological Association. That's what that stands for, and it's just how you present something as a publication. So,
don't worry, we're listening to both.
Okay. It's always a wonderful thing, wonderful and interesting thing to hear when people say, well, what is your evidence that it did or didn't happen? Or what would be a viable amount of evidence to convince you that it did or didn't happen? And that's usually where people have to stay very calm and patient and say, I don't know.
I know. Just think about what they're asking you. Listen to the question. How much evidence would it take? I don't know, 7? Like, what do you mean, how much evidence? I think it's going to be situational. If you've got one really good evidentiary claim, bring it. It might be it. Maybe all you've got are like 40 pieces of evidence, but they're all kind of circumstantial. Maybe that would do it. Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, and it's going to take a lot more than either one of those can provide because I'm just feeling a little bit ornery. I don't know. Maybe I'm low on protein, and it's not going to take much. Maybe a simple broadcast television showing me that it happens will be more than enough to convince me. It just depends on my consciousness, I suppose. But the question itself is just fucking stupid. How much evidence? What kind of evidence would it take? I don't know. Good? Convincing evidence? That's what good and convincing evidence is what the kind of evidence it would take to convince me.
That would be some good stuff right there, yeah.
But that's just how I'd handle it. Because I'm a dick like that.
You answered that very logically.
That's going to be the key. That's going to be the key is listen and listen and listen. Don't interpret his questions. Listen to his question and answer that question only. Don't answer what you think he's trying to ask you. If he can't communicate well, let him suffer the consequences. Answer what he asks and only what he asks.
Here's the question then. Did all of you believe the moon landing was real when you were first told about it?
Yes.
I did. And then
I'll tell you what I didn't believe, when I saw the lunar lander and they told me that thing went to the moon, I didn't believe that. I remember asking my dad, where's the real one at?
Yeah, I could probably rebuild that thing for, I'm going to just guesstimate, a couple $1,000. I could probably rebuild that entire thing. Maybe $3,000 or $4,000. I could probably rebuild it.
And then you start learning about it. Oh, it's thinner than aluminum foil? Really? Well, that's kind of hard to believe.
Especially since I buy my aluminum foil from the cheap grocery store. And even the heavy-duty aluminum foil is really fucking thin.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the main, I guess, driving point in regards to oh shit, they didn't go to the moon? Was it the lunar module? Was it just the lack of oxygen, food, water, and all that kind of stuff? Or what was the main driving point for you guys?
The effort they underwent to hide, to pretend that they did. If you went, you wouldn't have to try really hard to pretend that you went. But with the photography and the shadows and all the shit that went on and all the funny business that went on with it, Shouldn't be that fucking difficult. If you went,
A rock with a C on it.
right?
It was a stage, stuff like that. Yeah. The preponderance of evidence for me, there's so much. When you add it all together, it's like, okay, yeah, somebody's lying here about something for sure, without a doubt.
And it may not be any one thing could be considered proof. Maybe none of the evidences could be considered proof, but the preponderance of those evidences says if you really went, you wouldn't have had to try that hard to fake.
And that's what Bob always said as well. The preponderance of evidence, which means the overwhelming, the majority of evidence, which is what is used in court.
And it's a simple majority.
I was a NASA fanboy. I was going to go to the moon. I watched it live. I wasn't nearly as ancient as Ona, but I was 2 when it happened. And my mom took me out and pointed up there and said, that's where those guys on TV are. And I'm like, oh, well, I want to go there. So I did that. I worked on it. I did the classes I needed to do. I went, checked it all out at the Space Center. I mean, I did the whole 9 yards. I was excited. I couldn't wait. Watch the shuttle happen, all that shit. And then, oh, it's fake. Here's a book, and here's shadows. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm an artist. I draw, and I know perspective, and I know shadows, and yeah, something's off here. Well, maybe we couldn't go the first time, and so we had to fake that one. But after that, it had to be, right? I mean, of course. And that was my way of getting past that book that came out when I was in high school. We went after that. The first one we had to fake, beat the Russians. But after that, we made it. We did it. I've seen the videos. And then you grow up and you forget about it, or you move on, or you kind of start having weird questions. You ask your professors all like about how, rocks are drawn in from all these ancient spacey places and get trapped in our gravity well. But once they leave here, we don't see them again, except for that Haley thing. And it keeps coming back somehow, even though it goes 80 fucking years away. But, gravity is magic. And the 3-body problem and just many different things. Perihelion versus all those things I talked to my professor about. And he tried to explain how an angle on a fucking ball would make a fucking difference. Because it wouldn't at all in any fucking world. But anyway. And then you find flat Earth, and you go, what? There's no way. You people are dumb. And you spend, 6 or 8 months going, but NASA. Yeah, but NASA. And then you go, well, fuck, let me go really look. And so you go back and you watch ABC Presents Man in Space. And it's a fucking cartoon. It's not even like, here's bad footage on the TV. It's like mostly cartoon. For the second one, maybe, I think we did get some bad TV footage on the little screen, but mostly it's fucking cartoons they're showing you. And I was 2, so I should be excused for going, oh, this is real. But fucking grown-ups should never have been tricked by fucking cartoons. And then you start really digging in.
Well,
go ahead.
It wasn't even cartoons. It was claymation back then.
With a helmet
when I say that.
That doesn't turn.
Right.
The helmet that does not turn, turns.
Yeah, and he waves, but he waved. Yep. And that's what you start seeing as you go back and look at all the shit you thought was real. And you go, well, that's not fucking real at all. And you see faces and next to the fucking shuttle as it launches spinny little dangly on a wire things.
The boot prints on the moon, how they actually don't match the boots that they wore.
Well, it's not even that even. I mean, the fact that that type of dust wouldn't even keep a fucking footprint, let alone for the eternity that they've taken that photo and all that. You would have to have moisture that doesn't exist on arid moon, right? No, it doesn't. So how did the fucking boot print happen in the first goddamn place? And fucking powder. Pour out a pile of powder, stomp in it with your boot, and let me see the footprint when you get through. Anyway, so all those things, like you said, the preponderance of evidence. But what really did it for me, Andrew, was the later shit. The ISS shit. With the fucking microphone going through his head and the fucking fake obvious dangling on goddamn attached at their fucking hip wire sets, just like the ones I've watched them use in movies that I've been watching behind the scenes on DVDs and VHS and any special I could find since I was fucking old enough to understand what special effects were. And so, yeah, those later things were more convincing to me that we never went to the fucking moon than the moon stuff was. When I saw how much they're still faking it, I went, well, if they got to fake all this, then there's none of it that can be real. And that's when I put NASA over here on this little shelf and was done with NASA.
And I even believed the ISS. I believe that.
Oh, yeah,
I thought,
me
okay,
too.
we had to fake the moon landing to mess with the Russians, right? But the ISS is up there. I've seen it with my own eye going by. But then you start going through all the footage of them on the ISS, and that's fake too. You see all the harnesses and the wires being pulled and this and that, and the Bride of Frankenstein hair that, I'm sorry, hair should look like they're underwater up there. Not stuck straight up.
Yeah, one of the main things that I've always pointed out, I think some people have also pointed out, is why are they bouncing up and down in zero gravity? It's because they're on wires. And then later on, they admit, oh yeah, well, we're on wires and harnesses. Oh yeah, where are they? Well, you can't see them. No shit, you can't see them. No. So
you take them out in post-production.
Yeah, it's like, whoop. Hang on a second. Let's call Steven Spielberg. Have him help us out a little bit here. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I've been going on a deep dive onto this in ways that other people haven't, and I have references out the wazoo or whatever you want to call it, but I want to try and be as unique as possible when it comes to debunking this kind of nonsense. But I just don't know if it's actually going to matter. Am I just wasting my time? Or is someone going to say, oh, wow, like McToon, like, oh, wow, Andrew, you actually have some really good information here I never thought about before. And I may have to reevaluate my position. And even if that does happen, I don't know what's going to come of it. McToon.
Oh shit!
What? Who did what?
I just got to reduce speed. I didn't see the stop sign or the speed thing, and my truck just told me to slow down.
Oh,
cocksucker!
How are you guys dealing with the whole winter blast kind of thing that happened? You guys okay with that? No?
Oh yeah.
Because I've heard some people are still dealing with it. It's like still frozen in certain areas.
Yeah, it's not too bad here. I mean, it's cold. It's 30. Well, now it's 33 degrees. It's gone up a few degrees. But yeah, today should be the last day I'm seeing in the forecast where we're going to be down below freezing when I start my day.
That's good. I like cold better than hot because cold, you can just put on layers, but hot, there's only so much you can take off.
I'd rather have it hot.
Oh.
I hate the cold.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm Irish, well, ancestrally. I love the cold weather. It doesn't.
I've always like the heat.
Yeah, I can't deal with the heat.
I never had a problem with the cold. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, I never had a problem with the cold. Like I've spent the majority of my teen years living up in Shreveport, which isn't really north to you guys. I get that, but to us it was. You know, I spent my early years in central and south Mississippi and south Louisiana, where it was mostly warm, and then Shreveport was far enough up above the Yankee line to make it like winter. Every winter we had real winter. We had like snow, ice, freezing, bad roads, sand on the road. You know, we use sand down here. We don't use salt. And so, yeah, it was winter, but I would be out like in shorts and playing in the snow and shit. And I want to get you guys in here. And I'm like, it's not that cold. I'm liking it. I like this feeling. And that was my whole life. I would be the one freezing people out in my house with the air conditioner down on 60. And they're all like, you got a sweater I can borrow, you know, while they're visiting. And that was me until a couple of years back. And suddenly something happened. I flipped the switch. I don't know what happened. I got old. I don't know what happened. Maybe the surgeries I had to put the metal in my arm, although it's not just my arm, my whole body gets freezing and now cold. Not just like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. It hurts me. It hurts my body. It makes me hurt to be in the cold. So yeah, it's a thing that I think changes as your body changes over the years, because it wasn't an issue for me to be around the wintertime. And the cold is, I'd say 85% of why I never moved to Oregon, although I had many opportunities and offers and chances to do that when my family has been out there for, well, my brother for 30 years plus, I guess, and the rest of my family at least since 2010, and I couldn't stand the cold. It hurt me to be there when it was cold, and that was during the summer. Anyway, yeah, I just think our bodies change over time, and the tolerances and all that shit. And I don't really think it's necessarily, well, maybe it is part of the environment that you exist in for the most part. Maybe that's what happens as your body gets, acclimated to it. But my family went up to Oregon and from down here, and they all went, God damn, it's fucking cold here. So I don't know. It's weird. Let me go see what I can find out. Let me see what old Google Smooch tells me.
Oh, Goose. Oh, man. How's Rico been? He ain't called in a while.
Rico?
Yeah.
Well, I don't talk to him anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys on a off stream what happened, but it's between him and I. Well, it's
understandable.
So what? Oh, I'm sorry. So what I'm seeing here is primarily due to your metabolism slowing down, a reduced amount of subcutaneous fat. Wait, what? I don't think you've seen me lately. And decreased muscle mass all collectively lower the body's heat production and retention. Additionally, stiffening blood vessels reduce circulation to extremities, and the brain's thermostat becomes less sensitive, making it harder for older adults to regulate body temperature. The hypothalamus is tied to it.
Pata medulla oblongata.
Right. But yeah, so essentially it's just like I figured your body just fucking changes over time.
What?
And it gets bulk. Yeah, I know. It's amazing that I'm not still like I was when I was 12.
As you become more plastic than human. As your body turns more plastic than animal, it starts changing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about that. I saw a study recently. I meant to put it up, but I never did, and I'll have to go find it now. But I did see a thing go by and read it. I may have stuck it in here, and we just never got to it. That's saying that all those little fucking, like, panic alerts we've been going on, like, oh, microplastics are in your cells now, and all that bullshit. And, oh, your bottled water's killing you, and all that shit. Yeah, not so much. All these different tests they're using aren't the correct tests for that. And here, let me go find the real shit. I don't know. Let me just type it in here, because me looking through the pile might take longer than me talking to Google.
While you're doing that, the next trivia I have coming up is going to be about STEM. And that is science
I
technology.
hate when I get stemmy, like, and I have to pull all the stems out, and it's got the little sucker leaves all over it.
I'm not going to ask any very, very complicated questions because every single time I do, you guys get them right. So I'm going to ask some of the oddball questions and just to see if you guys will get these correct, if you don't mind.
No,
not at all.
All right, so these are just like the oddball ones that have nothing to do with STEM. Well, maybe somewhat associated. How many original colors of Skittles are there?
7.
Incorrect. That's what I thought too, but
I'm going to say 5.
Is it 6 then?
Well, Walter was correct. It is 5. Red, orange, yellow, green, and purple.
Yeah, I thought that was what they did. Was
even though they say
got rid of
the rainbow.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I did it, because it tastes the rainbow. I was like, well, it's got to be 7 then, right?
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
But we all know they
But
hex
has
the
that-
rainbow, so we have to take it to 6.
Have they changed the color scheme over the years like they did for M&Ms?
Well, M&Ms have like an unlimited amount of colors. Like, you go to Las Vegas, they have an M&M factory there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when I was a kid, there were dark, almost what would like dark brown, and there was a lighter brown M&M. As me being a kid in the 70s, there were 2 different browns.
I remember that.
Yep. Red, yellow, green, blue.
And then the browns suddenly went away. Mysteriously, racist people. I'm kidding.
Didn't they have an orange one too? Wasn't there an orange M&M at one time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The colors have changed.
Well, I got that question directly off of the Skittles website, only because it's like, is it really 7? Because I did my whole presentation on the number 7, and I thought that they actually had 7 colors, but it's not. It's actually only 5.
So yeah, Skittles has changed their color theme over the year, most notably replacing, I knew this. This happened in everything. Like everything I loved that had lime in it, like Lifesavers and all that. Anything green, it used to be lime, turned to green apple. And that's what happened first with Skittles back in 2013. And then by popular demand, they brought lime back in 2021 and replaced that. And then the original lineup, let me see, what else? Oh, no, the overall color scheme has changed. It's just the taste they've changed. So, no, they haven't changed their color scheme. They've only changed the flavor scheme. And I didn't say, well, here's what the answer was. Yes, Skittles has changed its color/flavor scheme. I didn't say anything about flavor. I wanted to know about the color. So, no, the red, orange, yellow, green, purple has always been consistent. But, yeah, not so much for M&Ms.
I used to love Runts.
I would get excited, like oh, Runts. And then I would fuck up and eat one of those banana ones, and I'd be like,
oh, the banana were horrible.
That's what I'm saying. I was good until I would fuck up and grab a banana one in a handful or whatever, and then be like, no more of these for me. You know why that is? You know why candy like that? Here's one for you, Andrew. Why does banana candy, such as the one we're bitching about, taste like it does?
Oh, please don't tell me it's something from like the blueberry flavor, which comes from the rectal gland.
It's because the taste that was used to create artificial banana flavoring was done so long ago that the banana they based it on is now extinct, and you can't taste that banana anymore. Like you cannot have that flavor in nature anymore because it got wiped out, like we're wiping out the current banana crops. So that's why banana tastes fake. Like Now Laters and fucking Runts and all that. That banana flavor that you hate with a passion that's why, because it was an older species, I don't know what the name is, genus, whatever, of bananas that no longer is accessible.
That one I did not know about. I like bananas, but I think bananas are way better when they are dehydrated. Banana chips are amazing.
Yeah, I used to dig on those a bit, and then I got burnt out on that whole dried fruit thing. Something happened in Oregon. I ate too much of it, and I didn't want it no more. Because that was
And-
a big thing in Oregon, was like those kind of little snacks, trail mixes and stuff with all that in it. I would be like, yeah, let's head to a mountain and grab a big bag and then like, anyway, sorry.
The next question, these are just like the fun questions. I'm not going to go into hardcore technical ones, but the cartoon The Simpsons takes place in Springfield. Which U.S. state does the cartoon take place in? Mind you,
Nobody
there
knows.
are 34
Yeah.
states that have a Springfield as a city.
Yeah. No, they've never really said. Unless they've
actually,
done it in the last few years.
Matt Groening actually did about 10 years ago announce it.
Was it
Okay.
Springfield, Illinois?
Is it Missouri?
Nope.
Missouri? No?
Well, Walter, you were just saying Oregon. That's where Matt Groening was born.
Yeah, but when did he say it? 10 years ago?
Oh, at least 10 years ago. Maybe
Okay.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Simpsons in like 20 years, probably.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's the great thing about that question. You could have never seen a single Simpsons episode and still get it right, because the question actually had nothing to do with anything from the Simpsons cartoon.
Real quick, let me throw this chart at you guys real quick. I should have made it on another page. So here were my growing up. The middle here, 76 to 86. The green, the yellow, the brown, the lighter brown, and the orange. That's what I knew as the colors of M&M. I never really remembered that there were red ones, quote unquote, like in the 75 era. I may have had them, but it was only the extra brown one that used to throw me off. Like, well, why we got two different browns? Why not a different color? Anyway, I just want to make sure I was remembering this shit right, because, as you get old and your cold tolerance goes down, you start having memory problems too. Continue, good sir. Anyway, I'm like you, Zach. For years, the whole thing was they never said what state it was.
Yeah, we used to
As far
argue
as
about it all the time. And is there a Shelbyville next to Springfield in Oregon?
I think it's Beaverton. I think that's the neighboring town to Springfield.
And does
I think that's what
Springfield,
it is.
Oregon have a nuclear power plant?
I don't know, but the weird thing
That's
about
why I thought it was Springfield, Illinois, because they do. I'm pretty sure they do have a nuclear power plant there.
It seems like the Simpsons always had to travel pretty far to get to the beach. Seems like if you're in Oregon, you wouldn't be that far. Like you'd have some access.
That's what Matt Groening actually said, and he said, yeah, he finally announced, yeah, it's from Oregon. That's where he was born, and a lot of people figured it out.
And is it ever announced in the show?
Not to say you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. What I'm saying is that he had said he drew inspiration from his hometown of Portland, Oregon, and named it Springfield, Oregon. After Springfield. I mean, named it Springfield after Springfield, Oregon. But it doesn't necessarily say that the series takes place in Oregon here on anything that I'm seeing. Just that he was inspired by that. So I still don't think they've ever said Simpsons live in this state. I just don't think they did. Like whoever won that house back in the day, that was a big thing then. It was like, what state is it? Where's it going to be? And all that bullshit. But I'm still not seeing anywhere he said that it was definitely Simpsons are in Springfield, Oregon. But I'm still looking.
Some people figured it out because they looked up Matt Groening and where he was born and raised.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, he even said that he was inspired by that place. But like I said, I don't think he's ever said that that's where they are. But I'm still looking. I could be wrong. I'm digging.
Well,
that's just the first AI smooch I got.
You know how we know what instrument Lisa Simpson plays? Because it's in the cartoon. They tell us. They show us. It's like, hey, this is her playing an instrument. I don't think the cartoon has ever come out and said, hey, this is where we are. Hey, we're Oregonians. Hey, check out all these big trees we keep in a cartoon. Hey, check out this mountain we like to show in the cartoon. Here's all these clues and hints that would make you believe that we live in Oregon. But we're not going to say we live in Oregon. We're just going to call it Springfield. But there's none of that. Like, there is nothing about The Simpsons Springfield that says Oregon. I don't think they say it. Like, if you watch The Simpsons, if you would have watched and memorized every single episode of The Simpsons, I don't think that you would be able to come up with a state in which they reside.
So here he is, like in this article from Smithsonian Magazine. Okay, why do the Simpsons live in a town called Springfield? Isn't that a little generic? And Groening says, Springfield was named after Springfield, Oregon. The only reason is that when I was a kid, the TV shows Father's Knows Best took place in the town of Springfield. And I was thrilled because I imagined that it was the town next to Portland, my hometown. When I grew up, I realized it was just a fictitious name. I also figured out that Springfield was one of the most common names for a city in the U.S. So in anticipation of the success of the show, I thought, well, this will be cool. Everyone will think it's their Springfield. And they do. And he's asked, so you never said it was named after Springfield, Oregon before, have you? And he said, I didn't want to ruin it for people, you know. Whenever people say it's Springfield, Ohio, or Massachusetts, or Missouri, I always go, yeah, that's right. So it's, again, to me, he's still not saying that that's where they are. It's just inspired by. I hate to, like, keep harping on this, but I grew up a huge Simpsons fan. So I'll shut up.
Me too. I wasn't trying to create
himself
within.
It's every Springfield.
No, you're not. I just want to make your stuff right. That's all.
He says it right there, that it's not any one Springfield. Maybe he named it after the one that he lived in, but the point of it is that it is every Springfield. If somebody from Missouri were to say, hey, is that, you mean Springfield, Missouri? He admits, he would say, yep. So that means it can't be Oregon, right? If he tells people from Missouri it's Springfield, Missouri, how can it be Oregon?
Because that's where he was born, and also the neighboring towns and all of the hints he's given throughout the years. And then
so we ignore what he's telling people, is what you're saying.
Should I just delete the question? I mean, what's going on?
I think so.
I would.
It's too controversial.
Or just rename it or reword it. Not where is Springfield. Where did Matt Groening grow up and get
or where was his inspiration? Yeah.
All right.
That would swing.
I'll reword it.
Okay.
Good. Well, I do appreciate the constructive criticism. I'm going to flag that one. Okay. But yeah, I've got a lot of these other questions, but I don't want to bogart.
Exactly, Laura. Laura's been to Oregon. She said the sky is too blue for Oregon there in The Simpsons. I agree totally, because it tends to be quite the overcast, gray, dreary-ass fucking place.
That's also where the Goonies movie took place.
100%. I've walked the beach there, but I've never been able to look through the thing because the people who bought the house that you could see it from won't let people get on the beach there anymore because they were tired of people fucking up their beach. But yeah, you could see the stone they looked through to see the ship and all that shit. I could see it over there, but I couldn't go look through it because those people had it, you know, posted and all that shit. Assholes.
Yeah, the Goonies was.
Maybe they're assholes, or maybe a bunch of people threw their garbage.
Right. Oh, that's exactly what happened. People are assholes overall that went there. So I would have probably done the same thing. You kids get off my lawn. Well, my sand.
Oh, I can't wait till I'm old enough to be like sitting out on a lawn chair. Get off my lawn, you little bastard! He's like just like throwing lemons at people.
It's never too early, Andrew.
I don't have a lawn.
I'm already saving up cash to start chucking at people, so I'm ready.
Oh, a kitty thrower. That'd be pretty cool.
The old man that is my foreman can't figure out how to send a picture in a text. So I have to wait to turn my job card in till I see him, so I can go up to him and take a picture of his little thing myself.
That's crazy. It's not uncommon though. I'm in a group with a bunch of people that are taking some theory on guitar, and like they tend to be an older group of people there.
And because like me, they played, they just don't know the theory, so they want to get to learning it. But yeah, constantly, like, we're supposed to post videos and things with our progress, and they're all like, how do you make your phone do a video? How do you make your phone send a video? And it's like, really? In 2026, these people are still trying to figure it out.
Oh, I love it. Morning.
So one of the other trivias I'm going to be doing, well, I have two more lined up after this, and it's going to be, I'm going to fully admit, I have to cheat because I'm going to pick out all of what I find to be the most difficult, are you smarter than a fifth grader type of questions. And it's pretty remarkable as to how difficult some of those questions actually are. And that's going to be, so that's going to be one of my other ones. And then I'll probably mix in questions from other game shows as well, only because my limited, I'm not a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah,
so I do have.
Nope, that'll be it.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And then it's going to be on episode number 33, which is 2 episodes away. I'm going to be doing all conspiracy.
So you know how you go to the hotel and you can't get a room on the 13th floor because they skip it because of superstition? Maybe you should go to show 34 and just skip that one, Andrew.
Nah. I think Zack, someone's got a bunch of background scratchy.
Oh, it's me walking. Yeah, my beard is probably rubbed up against it. Sorry. It'll be off air in a sec.
No problem.
Oh, that's the show I want to watch, Laura. Are you smarter than a homeschool?
Oh!
I bet not.
That would... I need to call my sister about that one.
I know, right? Wait, what did I do, Ian? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little whipped, indeed.
Yeah, my sister, during the 2020 situation, took her kids, my niece and nephew, out of school, and she went back to working as a nurse rather than her PhD, blah, 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 whatever she was doing. And Miles and Kara, my niece and nephew, nephew and niece. Yeah, when I talk to them, I ask them questions that are pretty difficult in regards to electricity, only because I sent them an entire stream that I did. It was a slideshow, and I asked them questions, and they answer every single thing correct. I was like, whoa. Homeschooling for the win.
Yeah, you get them young, man. I'm telling you, you can teach a child just about anything. They're like sponges. As long as you're giving them the correct information, you can't go wrong. Like Jaron asked, I mean, Jaron is exceptional. So he's not the greatest example. But yeah, when Bob would teach him something at like 4 years old, something very complicated and complex, he would just absorb it. And he still remembers that shit today. You know, almost 20 years later, it's still just part of his like vocabulary.
So here's a question about Bob. I don't know if I have the answer to. Did Bob know how to code? I know he has an electrical engineering background with different things, but was he a coder?
I'm not sure. I know he was in IT. He had his own IT company in Denver. But I think that was more just setting stuff up and setting the systems up. I don't know if Bob knew how to code or not. If he did, it was very basic. Probably like old school coding.
Yeah, like DOS, like command functions.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only asking because Jaren is, he hacked into Fortnite. So
Jaren, like, it's like a different language that he understands. I don't get it. I'd sit there and watch him, and it's just a screen with a bunch of numbers and squiggly lines and shit like that. And he's like, "Oh yeah, see this one right here?" It's like, how do you see that little thing right there out of all that shit? It's all the same color. It's not like it pops out. It's like, oh no, you just get used to seeing them. It's like, like another word to him.
Yeah, it makes me think of that one point in the Matrix movie when he's like, "Yeah, I don't even see the Matrix code anymore." He says, "All I see is, blonde,
redhead, yeah."
He's like, "That's all I see anymore." It's like hieroglyphics, but people, once they interpret it, I don't get it, but you can look at something very complex, and I can just tell you exactly what's going on, like a detailed schematic of a washing machine or something, or a floor plan.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, would you have believed it that Jaren could crack a 128-bit encryption?
That's crazy.
Is that not insane that he did? He actually did that in a weekend. 37 hours it took.
Wow. 128. That's not a little bit.
It was 7 computers all working in unison together.
That's even more complicated. So, hey, one of these days, I would love to speak with him. I think
I could probably set that up.
Yeah. Just have him on as like a Friday show or something.
Oh, no. He will not go online.
Oh, okay. Well, you can.
No, but I could do like yeah. If you ever wanted to just chat with him about something. He's been opening up a lot more. He's becoming more socially whatever.
Open?
He's coming out of his shell.
So again, for some clarity here in the chat, Daz, Jaren that they're talking about was Bob and Cami's son, or is Bob and Cami's son, still is. He didn't change. That's the Jaren we're referring to, not the Jaren he used to do the show with 100 years ago.
Not the crazy Jaren.
Well, I didn't want to have a modifier. I'm just saying that's who they're talking about. Who I've actually met, and he is quite a smart dude. There's no doubt about that shit at all. Almost intimidating. Oh wow, Jax, that's yeah. So do your cats wind up and then crash out like mine do when they get a hold of some catnip? Apparently the cats have found a bag of catnip and it's everywhere in the bedroom.
Catnip is
But I can even remember an episode where they were talking about Jaren and Jaren way a long time ago, where he talked about he had a son named Jaren before I knew his son Jaren that I've played quite a few games with before I met Jaren.
I do actually recall the time that Bob and Jaren Campanella, like he didn't even know that Jaren Campanella didn't even know that Bob's son was named Jaren. Kind of a coincidence, a quinky dink. It's not a very common name either.
All caught up. Got everything sent in.
So I've been hearing some theories, which I tend to agree with in a lot of ways that Donald Trump is not going to live past this year, or he'll at least resign because of health conditions similar to or more extreme than Joe Biden, because people are saying that he has these different, like, varicose, what do they call them? Like expanding veins on his hands that are turning colors and different types of inflammation. And he's not doing well. What do you guys think? Is it?
I don't think even Donald Trump should go on the internet to diagnose medical issues, let alone the other fucking way around. Like, these are the same people that said that Joe Biden is perfectly healthy and fine and is fit to lead the country. Who the fuck are they to say, oh, well, Donald Trump's not?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. What do you guys think? Should we put it into like the next part of the Constitution that if someone's over the age of something like I would say 60, like 60, that's it. You can run for one time. That's it. You can be president. After that, get the fuck out.
Nah, 60's a little too young.
Well, there's a minimum age requirement. You can't be less than 35.
Right.
So
that was a pretty small window. So if you've got to be at least 35, you got to open it up a little bit wider, I think.
It's a 25-year, margin of error.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm spitballing, and I think that at a certain point, like, if I were to be as fortunate, I didn't say fortunate, just happened to be 102 years old, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to run for president. At that point, if I got elected, I would just be doing really weird, crazy stuff. Like, not even caring about what happens. Like, so I think that's what's happening with a lot of these fuckers. Or I would just have the strings on, the puppet strings on me.
Morning.
Come on, man.
Oh, I should have a super easy day today. I think I'm sitting in a parking lot all day.
That sounds boring.
Oh, it can be. But I'll talk with Nemo and the guys playing video games for usually like an hour or so after the show. They'll be in there playing. Then I listen to the Adam Carolla show. That's like 2 hours right there, hour and a half.
Adam Carolla's still doing stuff?
Yeah, he's got a podcast now.
Oh, okay. I've listened to all of his books, his audiobooks. They're hilarious.
He just rips on all bullshit. He doesn't pick a side. I love it. He's not he is like best friends with Jimmy Kimmel, so he's always defending Kimmel and his Trump derangement syndrome. But he gets it. He says, yeah, he has Trump derangement syndrome, but he gets paid to do it, to have this syndrome. Whereas a lot of people out there don't. He's just trying to justify his best friend's act. I mean, the guy did make him rich. Like, he was living in a studio apartment with another roommate or something like that, met Jimmy Kimmel, and then a year later, he's a millionaire. So he feels like
there's a little more to it than that. And you have to read his books. He's written, I think, 4 books. I've listened to all of them on audiobook on Audible. But yeah, Adam Carolla, he grew up as he was a cokehead for a while, living with a whole bunch of just degenerates, and he was a degenerate himself. And then he eventually started working in construction. And then from there, he made a bunch of fucking money. Which, I mean, I tip my hat to him. my proverbial hat.
Trust me.
And there's a really interesting show that he was on for a while, and it was, the whole thing, To Catch a Predator, with whatever that dude's name is, catching pedophiles. And this one that Adam Carolla was on was To Catch a Contractor. Contractors that did like super. Yeah, it's super cool to fucking actually watch, and you can find it on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of shady ass motherfuckers out there that, oh yeah, they do like $120,000 job and only get half of it finished, and then they just disappear.
Oh, this would be an easy job today. Oh, man.
Here's one thing I can recommend. Maybe it's just because I got bored in some cases when I was just sitting around working in maintenance. Well, I would take a deck of cards with me, and I would just shuffle cards all day long and like learn how to strengthen my hands, and also trying to learn how to stack a deck, which is much more difficult than you can even comprehend. But what it does is it activates a certain part of the brain. It's the
from
RAS.
a new deck. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You talking about stacking from a new deck? It just takes practice. I did blackjack for 7 years.
Yeah, from a new deck, that's the best way. But the best of the best, they can.
But yeah, they can do it from any deck. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I've watched some crazy people over the years do shit like that, like in person at the casino, or actually after the place closed, and we'd be playing poker afterward. One of my pit bosses was literally banned from every casino in Vegas. If he walked in, they came and told him to go out because he was that good.
Yeah, it's remarkable how people can do that, because the brain, a lot of people think, oh, the brain can't work that fast. It's like, well, if you do it 15 hours.
52 cards.
Yeah, but it's still just, if someone hands you a random deck that you never handled before, if you hand them a deck they've never handled before, and you give them a couple of putts, shuffles, and whatever, they can deal you a royal flush off the top of the deck if they want to. I don't know how it works exactly. I'm still trying to learn. But Zach, I was just saying that, I don't know, deck of cards.
Are you are you familiar with Richard Turner?
I am very much aware of him, yes.
Yeah, he is like the Mac motherfucking daddy. He's blind, guys, and he can do shit with a deck of cards that will make your brain explode like nuts. But then you watch a documentary about him, and he's this guy that literally is walking around with decks of cards like everywhere. Any place he sits, he can reach over and grab a deck of cards and start fucking with it. That's all he does. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, there's a movie about him as well. Movie documentary. It's called Dealt. Like just dealt a deck of cards. Anyways, yeah, he describes all that. He's also a 3rd degree black belt. He's fucking blind.
Yeah, he's wild as fuck. I love him. Yep.
Yeah.
I've watched that same thing. Yep.
I showed that about Richard Turner when I had hand surgery. What year was it? 2019. So I sat back and I was just like researching a bunch of stuff about like card tricks and magic and bullshit like that on the internet. And Richard Turner came
Hey guys,
up.
I gotta run. I love y'all. You guys have a great day.
Love you, Zach.
Yeah, don't
Thank you,
work
Zach.
too hard.
Stay safe. Love you, man.
Oh yeah.
Long story short,
Too late.
That's when I showed that guy, Richard Turner, to my classes. Like, oh, you guys think hard work doesn't pay off? Well, guess what? This guy's fucking blind. And he makes more money than me. So I use that kind of like a guilt trip hey, get off your fucking phones, you dipshits. Sometimes I'll say it to them like that. And if I wasn't a teacher, I wouldn't be talking about it. But I am a teacher.
And then they hold up a phone and show you an Instagram influencer that also makes more money than you?
I have never had that happen.
Oh, that was great, Josh.
I'm just,
and sadly, too often it's true. Oh my God, the shit.
Well, Richard Turner also said that the old saying of practice makes perfect, and Richard Turner says no, it's incorrect. He said you can practice something 1,000 times in a row and make it, and it could be incorrect. It doesn't make it perfect.
Right.
But you have to practice something 1,000 times in a row perfectly, and then it becomes perfect.
That's what I always say too. Someone says practice makes perfect, and I have to correct them that perfect practice makes perfect.
There you go. Yes. All right, I'm going to go AFK for a bit, but if you guys want to stick around, well, I'll stick around after the stream ends, and I'll tell you a little more intimate things in the background if you want to hear it. If not, I won't say it.
Do I need to get some tissue, or what's going on here?
No.
Yeah,
has to do with
some lotion might not hurt.
No, oh my gosh, I said intimate.
That's why I figured the lotion and the tissue.
I wasn't trying to imply that, but if you,
I'm just giving you trouble.
I'll give you. I will give you my Cash App if you want, and we can do that. I mean, I'll set up a 100. Those even exist? A 1-900? Was it 1-900 numbers or is it 1-888? I forget.
976, I think, were the prefixes. Rizzo says good morning to everyone. She's here now. It's her turn.
Ahoy!
Hey, sweetie pie. Hey, sweetie pie. Uh-oh, and then here comes trouble right behind. It must be, oh man, it must be getting close because the cat's been lining up. Oh yeah, it's already after.
Okay, 6.5 minutes.
We're in the 10-minute rundown. Yep. My baby. Oh, my sweetie. Yeah.
So I said I was going to go AFK, but I have a hard time.
See, and we're back to the tissue.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it, but there you are.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I've been watching some videos lately.
Is it?
In regards to these people that find like these exotic cubs, whether they're panthers or jaguars or lions, and they raise them. You know, they do whatever they can, from basically being abandoned from their mothers, and they raise them, and these full-grown, all the way to the point where they're full-grown, and the animals are, an animal you don't want to fuck with, but those animals will come right up and snuggle with the owner, and it's one of those things that it doesn't really bring a tear to my eye, but it makes me smile to the point where my eyes might water up a little tiny bit. And I'm like, that is beautiful. That is wonderful. And then what the people do is they release them out into the wild, and they have their own life out in the wild. But they never forget who helped raise them. It's remarkable. Animals have a sense of enduring love that humans don't necessarily comprehend.
It's called imprinting. There was a really cool movie a few years back called The Horse Whisperer. Talked all about it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that came out weird. There was a book called The Horse Whisperer, and there was also a movie called The Horse Whisperer. The book, The Horse Whisperer, is the one that talked about the imprinting. I don't think there was a whole much about imprinting in the movie, other than it's basically how he did it, how he whispered to horses. But, yeah. Like, it happens with most any species. If you ever seen like a baby duck following a bunch of little baby geese and a mama goose, because the baby duck thinks it's a goose, because it's been imprinted upon by the goose family into his poor little duck brain, and the duck now thinks it's a goose. Same thing.
That one, yeah, it makes sense, but I don't think reptiles can be domesticated or trained, in my experience, or knowledge at least. Like an alligator, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a baby or not. It's going to fucking bite you at some point.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you raise it.
Yeah, but I think cats, feline species.
How many pets you get?
I've never been more than 8 feet from an alligator. Real quick though, yeah, please don't get a monkey in chat. Don't. I've seen a special. What was that? Chimp crazy?
Yeah, like that crazy broad out here, like literally, not just like down the road from me.
Right. I can't remember the exact title, but yeah.
I'm not looking at chat, but someone was saying, "Don't get a monkey."
Don't get a. Yeah,
that was Walter. Walter said, "Don't get a monkey."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's two sides to the coin. There's the Richard Pryor side where he runs up your arm, sticks a dick in your ear.
Oh.
And then there's the whatever her name was, the crazy lady that was sleeping with her monkey and it ate somebody's face off. You know, just fun times, good times for everybody.
Wait, how's that fun times? Eating someone's face off? That doesn't sound fun.
So we've got just a little bit of time
sarcasm
here, and I wish Zach were here, because I really wanted to talk about this. I heard a term over the weekend and watched a video of a dumbass in England. Now, here in America, we have what are called ghost guns. Because it's just a bunch of pieces of metal and we can machine our own metal. So you technically don't have to go to a firearms dealer and buy a pre-made rifle. You can machine the parts yourself, put it together, and voila, you got yourself a gun. And it's got no serial number because it wasn't made by a factory. It's not been serialized, so there's no way to really track it and know who's got it and who owns it and that kind of thing. Now, the way I understand it is I think they do the same thing to knives in England. And you can take a big piece of metal and you can grind it down and sharpen up an edge and put a handle on it, and they call those zombie knives, an unregistered knife. And apparently there's going to be a big push for turning in your unregistered knives. Zombie knives is what they call them. Just thought that was so many interesting little tidbits in that one little video I saw as he smelted down a zombie knife. As he praised the UK government and their cracking down on zombie knives to make sure that everybody only owns properly registered knives.
Yeah, well, the UK is kind of fucked.
Yeah. I carry 3 zombie knives on me at all fucking times. Usually more than that if you count them all up. Across the car, in the bag, in the pockets of the belt, that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Love y'all. Thank y'all.
Fucking zombie knives. What the hell? Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Andrew B. Thanks, everybody in chat. Thanks, everybody listening to us after the fact. Go ahead and drop a comment in there. We'll see you back here on Wednesday for more of the Ironworks. Until then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.